perfect opportunity.
Absolutely. Assholes in the space talking shit about girls playing fantasy football. Girls can play fantasy football. Welcome, everybody, to the Dynasty Pulse. It's Biggs and Greinberg. No Schultze today. He is on vacation. But we have a huge special guest. She's not huge. I don't mean it like that. I mean, we have a huge show because of our special guest. We've got Wendi Earley in the building, and we were just talking pre-show, and she was like, I don't usually guest because I'm a host. And yes, and so we really appreciate you coming on, but the reason that you are here is because of the Battle of the Sexes, which is a charity tournament in fantasy football, similar to another charity tournament in fantasy football.
That one's a little bit bigger than ours, but we're working on it.
A little bit bigger, and I'm going to release the Dog Bowl, which is going to benefit the Street Dog Coalition to help homeless animals, not animals owned by unhoused people. So they send armies of veterinarians out to care for the dogs and stuff that are out there, and they need funding. So I'm going to do a little charity thing and
I love it
and support that. But we're here for the bots. We're here for the Battle of the Sexes. So let's show everybody the video. Show them the intro.
Yeah, let's get Wendi here. Welcome in, Wendi. Yeah.
I was totally banging you guys. That was awesome.
That goes hard.
We treat our guests right, you know. We want to make sure you feel right at home. We appreciate you coming on. You know, you spend some time out of your day, so we want to make sure that you feel welcome because you know you're taking up some valuable time. We wanted to make sure that we spend a little bit of time on making our guests feel welcome at the Dynasty Pulse here.
I appreciate that very much. This is great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Do you want to tell our viewership, everybody viewing at home, everybody is going to be on the live stream, but also, you know, viewing, you know, down the line, where they can find you, what you do, and, you know, all the great stuff that you've on the plate right now.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, my name is Wendi Earley. I kind of started.
Wendi. Oh, I thought
that's me.
Oh yeah.
And I was early. My name is like the biggest oxymoron that you could ever hear.
You're Wendi.
And I was early today. I'm so impressed with myself.
Sorry, I like to derail things, but go ahead. You have the floor.
Okay. It's right up my alley. You know, it's funny because everything kind of revolves with my journey with the fantasy football space. It kind of revolves around the Scott Fish Bowl. And I think that you hear that over and over and over. And I don't know if Scott understands the magnitude, you know, of this charity event that he's started, because now I have a charity event as well. You know, so we were in a chat for the 1.08s, my charity of 8s guys. And, you know, they basically said, they were like, well, you know, we want to have a dynasty league and we want you to be in it. And I'm thinking, oh God, no. I've never done Dynasty, and trust me, I'm never doing it again. It was a terrible mistake. I hate it. I'm a terrible manager. Everyone knows this. You know, I'm trying. It's just not for me. I've come to realize that I'm a best ball and redraft girl, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, you know, the home leagues, you know, I like that stuff. I like going to the live events, but the Scott Fish Bowl is kind of what started this. So we're in this chat, and Michael Salwin, who is Mr. Aladdin 23, for anybody that doesn't follow him, he does all the stats for the Scott Fish Bowl. I mean, this guy's like a wizard. I don't want to say I'm the face of Battle of the Sexes because it's not a good thing to have. But, you know, he is the brains, and I'm the one that kind of can pull the people in, you know, just because I have such a good group of people. Speaking of, Cindy Q is in the chat, you guys. Listen to this. Cindy Q is the one that won Battle of the Sexes last year. The very first year, Cindy Q took home the ring. She got the trophy smack ring. She got it all. She kicked everyone's ass. Let me tell you.
Nice.
You know,
way to go.
Yeah, you know, so when we started this chat, Michael had reached out to me, and he's just kind of like, hey, you know, I really want women to be more included in leagues, because a lot of the leagues he was in, he's like, there's like one woman, if that. You know, he goes, it just feels like a little intimidating for a woman that, you know, just is going to jump in a new league or something. He goes, why don't we do something that is equal, 6 men, 6 women in a division. They're playing against each other. You know, there's no advantage to you know, anything. And I was like, you know, this kind of sounds fun. So, and it kind of snowballed from there. Last year we had 180 participants. We had 90 men and 90 women. And this year we have 132 women and 132 men. And guess what? Breaking news. You guys get the breaking news on your show. Oh, we are no. I know.
No way. No, let's go.
I know. I don't know if you got like a little. So I am telling you that after some of the things that happened on Twitter today, which I know we're going to talk about just a little bit. I don't want to be negative. We did have a little bit of negativity about women today in the fantasy space, but we also had some people that are like, hey, we want to play in this battle of the sexes. So Michael opened up another division.
Nice.
So we've got enough men. We had a waiting list for men, but we do need some more women, and it's just going to be a great thing. And I'm hoping that you guys can, you know, help us rope in a few extra women to play this year.
That's kind of what we're trying to do. So real quickly, Mike's just stepped on my bit. I was going to say, speaking of waiting for men, we have Jonathan Kaplan in the studio. He's going to join us. I wanted to wait. Mike brought him on a little bit too early. He didn't know the joke in my head. Mike, you got to be a better mind reader.
Sorry, man. I'm off the cuff sometimes. Welcome
there's
in.
My guy. There's Jonathan. My guy. I love
How's everyone doing?
We're doing awesome, man.
I'm not even wearing my shirt because I just wore it in a bunch of pictures, and I'm like, well, I don't want the people to think I don't change clothes. So
For shame.
Thank you, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
Jonathan and his wife play. You guys are in the spouses division, right?
Yeah, so we're doing the inaugural Al versus Peggy division. So very excited for that. You know, definitely going to see how that pans out this year. I know intense competition last year, but, you know, it's all for a good cause. So it should be a good time.
So one of the most fun things about all of these tournaments is the divisions that get named. And so entering the Fishbowl last year, I was looking at the divisions that I wanted to be in, and essentially it came down to what meant something to me, right? And so I did the same thing with the Battle of the Sexes this year. I'm looking through all the division names, and it was just what spoke to me. So I landed in the Sam and Diane division because I'm old, and Cheers was my favorite show of all time. I'm kind of a Cliff Clavin, or Cliff Clavin adjacent, because I'm not a mailman, but I do know everything. And well, not everything.
Yes.
I don't know what I don't know. So and then in the Rainbow Bowl, I'm in the Joker division, and you know, the Goldfish Bowl, or the Dynasty Fish Bowl, I'm in the Goldfish division. And it's cool to just have the themes, and I love the themes for Battle of the Sexes. Taking TV and doing TV couples was such a good idea, and I love it. So thank you.
And it was all Michael, again, all Michael. I mean, I kind of helped a little bit, but last year was athletes, women versus men athletes. So if you had, you know, a tennis player, it was Bobby Riggs and, you know, Billie Jean King, or, you know, we had swimmers, we had, it was great. It was such a good time. And let me tell you, out of the top 10, I have hang on a second. I actually have that information here somewhere, but I can tell you that most of the top 10 were all women throughout the entire season, including myself. And I have to, and I'm not bragging because trust me, listen to the story. I was top 10 all year. I even got a first round bye in the playoffs. Week 1, guess what? Wendy lost.
Yeah. Way to go, Wendy.
Yeah, I know. I was so mad.
Way to show out for the women.
Yeah, but you know what? Cindy took care of it. It didn't matter. Cindy took care of it.
True.
And Cindy says she's got a beautiful ring to go along with it. So
it's amazing. Her ring is gorgeous. She was showing that thing off. She probably wears it just to the grocery store. I would if I were her.
So one of the things that I wanted to kind of get across doing this show is we still are, like, somehow in 2024, we are still in a time and place where people feel like they are okay to slam other groups of people for a certain thing, gatekeeping, if you will, and it happens in the fantasy space. We've had a couple different controversies with misogyny over the last calendar year. Certain former Cowboys wide receiver got a little stupid with his words, sent an entire new platform into chaos. A lot of people that I'm closely connected with, there was a lot of fallout there. And then just today, again, somebody was talking about a prompt, hey, what not to do in drafts. And it was a fairly good answer. Don't drink and draft. I play poker. You know when I play the worst poker? When I drink. You know, when I have the best drafts? When I'm not drunk. So that's sage advice. And there was a response to the comment. The comment was quote tweeted. I'm not even going to give the guy any shine. If you want to go find it on Twitter and go give him guff, go for it. But he said, this is why we shouldn't let women in fantasy football. Are you kidding me? I play in the women's fantasy football the women of fantasy football charity tournament thing. Starts with gal. I forgot.
Galvanize.
Thank you. And Battle of the Sexes this year. And I know so many women in the space, and they are all sharp, and they're all fun, and they are all good content creators. And if you don't follow any women on Twitter, go to @WOFF @Women of Fantasy Football and find the female content creators, because they're putting out good stuff. Kelly and Phoenix is great. Wendy is great. Rachel, there's Casey Kasem. There are so many out there. Go find them, go follow them, give them some shine, because we need to turn the tide of people and their 18th century patriarchal, just stupid thinking. I can't come up with words, but we need to turn that around. And it's not just with women; it's with lots of different groups of people. Everybody should be playing.
Anybody should not be treated differently. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I can't formulate a sentence. If anybody should be kept out of fantasy football,
I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something real quick, though. That fantasy football chick, Rachel, the live OC girl, is one of the nicest people that you could ever meet. I've never seen a negative thing come out of her tweets, of her account. She's always positive. She's always lifting others up. She doesn't curse. She's not like me. She is not like me, okay? She is just a wonderful, wonderful, bright light in this space. And for her to have, and I'm sure this has bothered her all day today. And Rachel, if you are here watching, we love you. You did not deserve to be treated like that.
Yeah. And if you are watching and you know women in the space, go ahead and tweet them out the link to this video. Get everybody watching. So basically what we're going to do tonight, we are getting ready for the Battle of the Sexes drafts to start going off, the same as some of us haven't yet drafted in the Scott Fish Bowl. And Wendy, what is the scoring of Battle of the Sexes this year?
It's very, very similar to the Scott Fish Bowl, except we do not have kickers at all. There's no kickers at all. And then I want to say, I think that's it. I think everything else is the same.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to put this together, because I am involved in a couple of different mock draft networks, and I am involved in my Scott Fish Bowl draft spot DM chat room, and a couple other ones, including ones that I was in last year, etc. And the emphasis is on Scott Fish Bowl. That's fine. Scott jumped into our mock draft a couple weeks ago. It was phenomenal. Such a good guy. But I wanted to shed some light on the battle of the sexes. And if we're mock drafting Scott Fishbowl, let's mock draft Battle of the Sexes, because the scoring is the same. So we'll do the same damn thing, and we'll give some shine to the bots.
Awesome. I'm so excited. You know what? I have to tell you guys, my girls that are in the Unwind chat, because we have our own special little chat that there's no boys allowed. And
Perfect.
What
so
happens
sexist.
and what happens in Unwind stays in Unwind. Rachel Tootsie Pop put that together. She is fantastic. She has a safe space for us to all go. We don't always talk about football. We don't have to. I mean, we're just there to hang out, or we do these Zoom events or whatever. So I put in the chat today, I'm like, hey, I need some people to jump in. And all of my girls, I see you. I love you. Thank you all for being here. And my guys too, including you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah, loving you.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I enjoy the fact, I'm doing this. I'm doing the Scott Fishbowl 14. Talking about women fantasy football, Faith Ennis is going to be coming up to New York City to do the draft, which I'm part of with the Corleone division for that, to do the live draft. So it'll be awesome to meet her, especially talking about, women of fantasy football. Very excited to get the opportunity to meet her and draft live with her on July 13th down in the city. So women are a huge part of this. It's amazing. Yeah. I never realized how involved women get with fantasy football. So I did the women of fantasy football last year, the Battle of the Sexes, and even the amount of women I've started to see with the Scott Fishbowl. Like it's great. I mean, there's no need for all the nonsense what people say and all that. Major influencers. I follow probably just as many women for fantasy football as I do men. I mean, Absolutely. There's just tons out there, and every
single one of the members of Women of Fantasy Football and Club Fantasy FFL have been nothing but supportive. I love every single one of them. My number one guy is Josh Hudson, though. I have to call out Josh Hudson just because. I mean, and they all do so much, but I'm like, this dude don't sleep. I mean, it doesn't matter what time I text him, he texts me back. I'm like, dude, why are you not sleeping? So, and I know that everyone, puts their heart into this, and nobody's getting rich off of it, but right. for Josh and Women of Fantasy Football to help us, get to where we want to be is it's priceless. And I love them. I just want everyone to know that. So if you're not following WOFF or Club FFL, get over there and do it.
Well, I do want to real quickly, and as an aside, well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Haley Atkins, Kelly Singh, Danielle Salinger, Mrs. D. Salinger. Danielle is in my division, in the Dirty Harry division in the Scott Fishbowl Live, and then we have Charlene Erickson and Angie Hatfield in the Mrs. Doubtfire division. My Westy besties. I mean, I've met them a couple times. They're nice. I get Charlene's in a bunch of stuff that I'm in. But shout out to all of them. But I did want to ask Jonathan, first of all, it looks like your right bicep is much, much bigger than your left bicep. Is that from that ring?
You happen to notice? Oh my God. I should have put my sunglasses on.
Yeah, I mean, I did have a little something to get from last year's Scott Fishbowl 13.
There you go.
So first year doing it, I did manage to take down
I'm ready.
A championship. Don't let it blind you. Don't let it blind
so we just did the podathon on Sunday morning with Sal and Mike. Yep. Are those guys in your New York live draft?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think Sal's actually in my Corleone division. So he'll be there in NYC the live draft.
Okay. So tell them that the Chicago beef is better than the Italian sub.
I want to mix back alive,
They'll know what you're talking about. We did a sandwich draft, and Mike jumped in, and he was taking New York sandwiches, and it was a fun time. And all of this is Scott Fishbowl, and the reason that we're doing this, Mike and I, is Scott Fishbowl, and everything leads back to Scott Fish, and he's an amazing dude. Do we have enough people to get this draft started, Mike?
It's full, buddy. Yeah, man. We are ready to rock.
I told you I do not mess around.
Yeah, Wendy had this. Wendy had this full before I even sent it out. Like we didn't even have to advertise it. She had it full. Wendy, we need to connect, and I want to be able to help you guys out on the back end here too. So if there's any work that you want to see done, I'd be willing to help out and continue that platform.
Appreciate that. Awesome.
Because I'm an ambassador of that, and I want to make sure that we can continue this forward. So maybe we can connect on the outside here and see what other stuff that maybe Biggs and I can do to further this movement forward.
You mean like find some Canadian women?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I need right now. I need 5 more women immediately. So start working on it.
Let's send the bat signal out. Okay, let's do it. All right. So let's get this. Go on, Biggs.
Katie and Katie and Daryl division from Letterkenny. No,
perfect.
Never mind. Okay.
All right. I'm going to share this screen, and let's see, where am I? Sleeper. Boom. Okay.
And hopefully everybody see that
now. Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully everybody picked the division or the draft spot that they have in either the fishbowl or in their live draft in their draft for Battle of the Sexes. That's what I did.
Well, we don't know our draft order yet. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, Michael just did it the other day. I forgot. Never mind. Shut up. I know what I'm doing.
Shut up, Michael.
All right. Are we ready to rock, folks? Let's go.
Yeah, we got Brocal 44, who's in so many mocks that I do. Cali King 49er 17, my road dog from Bo McBrayer's house down to the San Francisco Live Draft at the Tempest. So that'll be fun to hang out with Mace. We got a bunch of people in the draft. This is a blast.
You guys, all of these people in the draft scare the hell out of me because they all really know what they're doing. Oh, hey, speaking of Mace, you guys, listen. It was my birthday last week, and this came today.
Oh my God!
No way. Okay, we gotta. Let's just.
Mace sent it to me. Mace sent this to me as a birthday gift. I freaking love Mace Riney. I got to meet him last year at the expo. I wasn't expecting him to be there, and he was there, and it was the best hug ever. I was so excited to see him. I thought this album was my daughter's. I came home and I saw the package. I'm like, hey, what's this? And she's like, I don't know, it's not mine. And I open it up. I'm like, are you sure you didn't order this? And she's like, no, I'm pretty sure I know I didn't order a Metallica album. And so then I looked at the gift thing and I was like, oh my God. It was like little tears.
Well, rest in peace, Cliff Burton, and also Damage Incorporated is the best Metallica song of all time. So that's a great gift.
I know. I was so excited. My daughter and I are going to see them in August, actually. I have to miss one day of the expo because I'm going to miss one concert. I'm going to go to the expo on Friday and Saturday and then come back on Sunday. And Friday and Sunday is the Metallica shows. So
crazy.
My daughter's going to take her friend to the first one. So, and I'm okay with that.
When was your first Metallica show?
You know what? It was just about 4 or 5 years ago at Soldier Field. It's the first time I ever saw them.
Are you in Chicagoland?
I am. Yep. Yeah. I live in Indiana, but I'm very, very close to Chicago. It doesn't take me long to get there.
That's where I got this cup.
Oh, nice. Oh, look at that.
My buddy and I flew out to Chicago, stayed there for a few days, went to South Bend to see the California Golden Bears against Notre Dame.
Nice.
It was an amazing weekend. We got to hit all of the cool spots. Wrigley, Al's Italian Beef, Portillo's, the donut shop. Like it was mostly food. And then we took an Uber from Joliet to South Bend, which that was a nice little Uber there and back. But yeah, Chicago was amazing, and we even went to Michigan, which I didn't even know. It was just at some point we were in Michigan.
What'd you go to Michigan for?
We were on the highway, and the highway went through Michigan.
Okay, I thought maybe you went to the dispensary. I don't know.
No, my buddy goes,
that's what I go to Michigan for.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
See, I don't know what state is which down there and which has it legalized. Like we're here, it's just a country that just is like there's more dispensaries than coffee shops in my hometown here. I'm not joking. Yeah, I'm telling you, Tim Hortons is monstrous out here. It's like our national brand of coffee, similar to how Starbucks is in the United States. Well, there is more head shops per capita in my city than coffee shops.
Well, my dumbass state, I live in Indiana. We have weed all around us, okay? I mean, and you can go to Illinois, you can go to Michigan. So let's go spend all of our money in the other states that are adjacent to us and touching us, and we'll leave our shitty roads. I don't understand. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Well, just a heads up. I had to research this for Mike. Heads up to everybody traveling to Ohio. There may be dispensaries open by the time the expo kicks off, but it's legal to have. So as long as you're coming from a state where it's legal to get on the airplane and you're carrying, it'll be legal to get off the plane in Ohio, and you'll be okay.
It will be legal to get off the plane. Yeah, that's great.
Sure.
So I fly from Toronto to Cleveland, so I think I'm good.
Yep.
I'm driving, so I'm going to bring whatever the hell I want.
Pull me over. All right. So
I'm about 6 hours, so it's not too bad.
So Wendy, you had the turn, and
I did,
and was going with Chase and St. Brown. Was that kind of like your strategy?
No, I wanted Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
But I knew he wasn't going to fall to me. So I went ahead, because it's the third round reversal. I waited on the quarterback and took two of the wide receivers that I feel are probably 1 and 2, or at least close.
Anthony Richardson is right now, he's what we call a hot ticket.
Yeah.
And how about you, Jonathan? Did you have a specific strategy out of the 4?
Well, being that I'm picking 4th, definitely wanted to grab one of the premier quarterbacks. I like Hurts a lot. I know some people are concerned, Barkley's there now. So will there be less tush push also with Kellen Moore? But I think what he lacks in the rushing touchdowns, he's going to make up on the passing touchdowns with the offense there. So I feel good about him. And then Garrett Wilson, it doesn't matter who's at quarterback. I don't care if Aaron Rodgers goes down. Tyrod Taylor's going to find him. That's his job. Garrett Wilson's going to get 120, 130 targets.
Tyrod Taylor's going to find him. That's bold. It's a bold prediction from Jonathan Kaplan.
I like it.
Now, Aaron Rodgers might make 6 plays this year. Who knows?
Are you a Jets fan or a Giants fan or something else?
I'm actually a Dolphins fan.
Okay.
Yep, so am I. I'm a Dolphins fan too. Jonathan and I are we're Dolphin buds. We're Finns fans.
Well,
nice.
The weather is fair down there, so we understand.
The weather's not fair here.
I'm just bitter, even though we almost did to the Chargers what you guys did to the Broncos. So, how about you, Mike? Is there a specific strategy? I know you're taking guys that your heart is on, Richardson and McBride. What's with the Gibbs pick?
Well, I just see this with the format. I needed to get a top tier running back, in my opinion, and I think that Gibbs, outside of McCaffrey, Bijan, and Hall, I think he's got the best shot at getting into that top range. I love Gibbs last year. I think his opportunity is only going to get more in the passing game. He did see almost 70 targets last year, and I think that could increase. And he's so efficient with his opportunity, and they used him in the red zone. So I just really like the upside there. I'm willing to take that, especially in a format that really is very advantageous towards the running backs. I just need to have a premier guy. I'm about fading the wide receiver in these types of formats at this stage, unless you're Wendy, where you can get Chase and Amon-Ra at the turn. That would be too hard to give up, in my opinion. But with the way my build is, I just thought that getting Anthony Richardson, I needed to get a top tier running back, and I think there's a huge gap from that tier after Gibbs.
All right, and Jonathan, on your next pick, are you looking to get that second quarterback? Are you looking running back here? Are you trying to? What are you thinking?
I'm probably thinking receiver here. Kyron Williams, I need a back. I got concerns. I think Corum's going to start chewing away on some of those carries. And same thing, they already talked about ETN. They said they want to get Bigsby more involved. They want to ease ETN's workload. So I have my concerns. Doesn't mean that they may be more productive with less Carries, because they're healthier and more efficient. I don't know, but when you're already hearing that there's going to be some workload cut back, or anticipation is a shared backfield, I don't know. So I'm going to have to go with someone who's going to be all reliable again, no matter who's throwing the ball.
Yeah,
and that's my guy.
After those top tier running backs, there's about 8 or 9 guys that are kind of just clumped into a batch, and they could be interchangeable. And it's just really going to depend on how the season goes and how they're going to play out. Like, you got guys like Kenneth Walker, you got guys like your Kyron Williams, like your Isaiah Pacheco's. Those guys could all be clumped. They're getting very similar workloads, and it's all about who's going to be more efficient. And if you think that a guy like Kyron Williams could see their workload cut back from a guy like Blake Corum, then you're definitely justifying your answer there.
Well, I tell you, Mike, on our show last week for the Fantasy Football Advice Network, the Fantasy Forecast with Grindberg and Biggs, we had our hot takes episodes, and I have a hot take to share. I think there are 2 running backs that are count-onable this year, and that would be Breece Hall and Bijan Robinson. And when I say that, what I mean is those are the only 2 guys that I would feel comfortable drafting early and not going full 0 RB. Everybody else, I'm totally okay with banking on McCaffrey's age cliff, banking on Barkley getting hurt again, Jonathan Taylor hurt again, Jahmyr Gibbs being too small. I'm not saying they're not going to have great years. I'm just saying I would be willing to take handcuffs later and count on Breece or Bijan. That's my hot take. No chilies.
Hot take.
No hot box.
I see my girl Brittany there in the 101. She took 2 top tier quarterbacks, and so did Mace right off the bat there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man.
Especially in those top slots, like the 1, 2, 3 spots, it's almost like you're forced to do that, especially if a guy like Burrow or Kyler Murray slide that far, which I'm not used to seeing that happen in the second round as of yet. So to see those guys slide, that's a no-brainer smash, especially when you don't see another pick coming for 12, and you know that there's not much of of talent outside there. There's a clear tier break there after Kyler Murray, in my opinion, and they're getting him late. He fell behind Burrow. He fell behind Dak Prescott, who I think is a savvy pick coming into this. Dak, Biggs and I talk about Dak in length, and we see him as a guy that's going to have another monster year. So I think that's justified. But Kyler Murray just slide into the turn on the 1, 2, 3 there. That's pretty awesome.
We got a message I got to cover up, Jonathan, real quick from Ann. Got a bug out. Wanted to support my girl, Wendy. Good luck, everyone, in both SFB14 and bots. Sorry when I crush everybody in both. She's not.
She's not sorry. Ann is not sorry. Trust me. You know what? Ann is one of the OGs. I love her. She is there to support the women. Being a woman herself, she's been through this. I love Ann. Thank you, Ann, for everything. We almost got to meet up. She lives in Austin, Texas, and I was in Austin, and it happened to be like election time or something, and she was working the polls and couldn't get away. I was so disappointed, but I believe we are all going to be meeting up at the expo, you guys.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
We will be at the draft night out. We will be at the poker tournament. We will be at the Fantasy Football Advice Network booth. We will be hanging out with our Undroppables people, our player profiler people. We are going to be everywhere. And I'm trying to get Mike to get matching tailored suits, because everybody else is going to be in like khakis and T-shirts and stuff. And we just want to
Gary Davenport will not be in that. He'll be dressed to the nines, let me tell you.
Well, we were thinking about maybe doing the Dumb and Dumber and bringing that back. Biggs would be the blue. I would be the orange. You think we'd be seen there at all? You think we'd stand out at all, Wendy?
I like it a lot. I'm down for that. I want to see it.
Did you just quote Dumb and Dumber as we speak? I like it. I like it a lot. That was you couldn't have done that any perfect, Wendy. Perfect segue. Way to go.
I know. Once in a while it happens.
Every day. Pretty bird. All right.
Pretty bird.
Can we not see your cue anymore?
Oh yeah, man. It's like getting up to be my turn.
Want to like draft on your phone so that you. All right, it's my.
I know you're not talking to me because I don't have a cue.
I have no clue either, so we're good. We're good on old friends here.
So if you guys remember what I said about running backs, I just found one that totally contradicts what I just said, but I'm not going to share them. My draft strategy, just in case anybody wants to know, is I like pretty colors. So I'm trying to make it colors. Just in case there's any of my BOTS opponents out there watching, I don't want to give them any intel.
So he's flowing his strategy out the door, and he doesn't want to make sure people see what he's doing. I don't mind that. All right. So
Mark Andrews.
Wendy's got her turn here.
I wanted Mark Andrews. I believe that's what they call sniping, and you've done that more than once.
I have. That's part of the problem with being at that turn is that a lot of times the ideas of picking from the 11, even the 10, 11, and 12, everybody kind of gets in the same mindset, and the snipes happen. Less so in the middle picks, but definitely on the ends. 1, 2, 3, and 10, 11, 12. It's just snipe city.
Well, I went to the Chicago live draft last year, was my first live. This is my third year in. Last year I went to the live draft and there were 2 women. That's it. Besides the girlfriends and the wives and things like that. So when I told Scott, and it was Bethany Peters, by the way, and if you guys have any leagues with Bethany, she kicks ass. She's so good, and she's just a great person. So make sure you're following her. She does a lot of charity work. And she's a big person that is just in this industry. We need people like her. But anyway, she was there. It was just her and I had mentioned that to Scott Fish at the beginning of this season, actually. And he's like, that has to change, man. He goes, I don't like that. Only 2 women and I think we had 4 or 5 divisions. And so this year in my division alone, I want to say there's 3 or 4 women. So I'm so excited. And these are all women that some of them are probably even here in the chat, that I haven't got to meet yet. So I'm really super excited to go to that. I had the best time. If anybody is worried about, oh my God, walking into a live draft, you need to do it. It is the best time. I got to hang out with Jim Coventry and Andy Behrens all day. Wow, are you kidding me? Yeah. I mean, they took me under their wing. I was doing TikTok videos. I've never done a TikTok. I don't even have TikTok. I still don't. I refuse to go down that rabbit hole. Okay. I just refuse. But it was such a great day. And so if you haven't experienced that, ladies, don't feel intimidated, because there's going to be a lot more women involved in these live drafts this year.
Yeah.
All right, Wendy, don't hold on there, Biggs. Don't be surprised, Wendy, if you see your face on a TikTok video from this Dynasty Pulse, because I'm known to cut some rugs, and it's going to happen. So you're going to see yourself come up soon. I'll send it to you first before I send it out to the public.
I would appreciate that.
It's got to be like a 3-word clip, just like the 3 words repeated over and over again.
Well, you guys, listen, the problem was Jim Coventry and I were all day hanging out. I'm doing his TikTok videos for him, and he wanted to interview me and ask me, who is your player? Who is your guy that you don't want to leave, without? And I picked Austin Eckler, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
It was a legit pick at the time, okay? It was a legit pick. And I still love him. I don't care. I still love him. But my first 2 picks were Mark Andrews and Austin Eckler. And I walked out of that draft thinking that I was hot shit. Like, I nailed this draft. I did not nail the draft. Okay? I did not nail the draft. So, but you know what? I had the best day, and I didn't even care. It was for a great cause, and I can't wait till ours is July 14th.
We're on the 13th, and I have a first live draft story. First, I want to ask when Battle of the Sexes live drafts are going to start. Is that something that we're looking at for next year?
July? No, I think we're going to do drafts. Yeah. Like you know what? We want it. We are talking about that. We are in the works with that. It's very possible. At least one, maybe at the expo. We're gonna. I think Bob Lung would totally. Cool. We just have to find. We have to find time. There's not time for everything, you guys. Yeah. You know how that is. It's like I went to Draft Night Out last year. Best time. They do a great job. IBT and Seth, all the guys over there, they just do a fantastic job at Draft Night Out. And I signed up for it again this year for the Charity League. But guess what? I can't play. You know why?
Because you're not going to.
Because I'm going to be in the Queen's Classic. That's what.
There you go.
So it was amazing. I got this message from Bob Lung himself. I felt like you know how they show up at your door with the green jacket when you're getting in the Hall of Fame? I mean, that's what I felt like. I'm getting a message from Bob Lung. What's up with this, And he's
Ed McMahon with a Publishers Clearinghouse.
I know. It was even better than that. Even better.
I love it.
The best thing, you guys, though, is I want to tell you the reason that I'm so excited about this is Bob didn't pick me to be in this. They had to replace some people that aren't going to be there this year. The people that the other women that are in the Queen's Classic, they're the ones that picked me. And for them to pick me to be in the Queen's Classic, I mean, I like get teary-eyed just talking about it because, that just meant so much to me that they thought of me. So all of my Queen's Classic women, I love you. I got my shirt the other day too. I'm so excited.
That's amazing.
Very nice.
Well, my story is not quite as good as that. But last year I do my first San Francisco live draft. I had originally, when I went to sign up, all of the San Francisco stuff was full, but Rhino's brother had to bow out to go to Hawaii for a wedding. And so one day I kept checking on the San Francisco Live. And one day there was a spot open and I was like, smash. So I drive down there and I have a little bit of social anxiety. I don't know what to expect. We go into this nightclub. It's kind of dark. It's really open. There's nobody else there. So of course now I'm like, I got here too early. And my brain is just like in panic mode. And the only people I see Howard and Debbie Bender standing over in the corner talking to somebody. And I walk over and I'm just kind of standing there. You know how you do when there's people you don't know and you don't feel very comfortable. You just kind of walk over and just stand there silently for a second. And I did that. And then Howard immediately turns to me and just starts giving me shit. And I was like, I'm accepted.
You felt at home, didn't you?
Immediately started busting my balls. And I was like, this is going to be a good time. I totally relaxed because, he was giving me shit. And so, I was like, okay, this is good. Get some gin and sit down and we're going to have a good day. So everybody, if you have any anxiety, any apprehension about going to your live draft, go, because everybody is there to support each other. You see it all over the space, all across all platforms and everything. It's nothing but a network of support, and it's the same in every live draft. And it couldn't be a more fun day.
Yeah, I'm very excited personally. This is going to be my first live draft, so I'm excited to go to New York City, do the live draft.
Your first live draft, John?
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be my first live draft. Look, I wanted to make sure I proved myself before I went in that way. So, now that I have
I think you're okay.
I feel worthy to, maybe, attempt the live draft. I've kind of.
Okay, wait. Time out for 1 second because I'm on the clock. So are we actually Scott Fishbowl drafting or Battle of the Sexes drafting?
Battle of the Sexes.
Okay, thank you. Carry on, Jonathan. Thank you.
So for the Scott Fishbowl, I'm very excited that this will be my first live draft. Like I said, Sal's going to be there. She'd be a good crew there. That just people I've just been chatting with them in the on Twitter in the group chat. Very, very cool, very funny people. I can tell it's going to be a blast. So hopefully I'll have stories to share about how that live draft went down.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can roll in like nobody's, like your shit don't stink. You know, you could go in a fur coat and just rip it off and be like, bow to this.
That's how Andy Barron shows up every time.
Exactly. I'm still figuring out the wardrobe because, you know, I got my Godfather Scott Fishbowl 14 shirt, which I know I'll wear because I'm going to be in the Corleone division. So wear that with my ring. You know, going to have to get it to the size to fit it on the pinky.
Forward.
You know?
You know, and it's funny that you brought up Howard Bender.
Mike, I can't see the board.
Uh-oh.
God
well,
damn it,
I guess you just have to auto draft. Sorry.
Those were my you just
but Howard Bender,
the turntables.
So I actually went on Howard Bender's Sirius XM show. He invited Michael and I to come on for Battle of the Sexes and to promote it last season. Our entries doubled after we went on Howard Bender's show.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's awesome. Yeah, he is amazing. He has become a great friend. We went out to breakfast at the expo. He paid even, you guys. He bought breakfast. I'm telling you, he's a good guy. But here's the thing. When I pulled up to the expo, I'm walking in and I'm literally, my legs are shaking because I was so nervous. I was so scared. And I get out of my car and I'm walking around the corner. Actually, my daughter was with me. She stayed around the corner. I'm walking around the corner and all of a sudden I hear WENDI EARLEY. And I'm like, first of all, who in the hell knows my name here? Like, I can't believe it. The first name and last name. What? You know, are you kidding? And I looked up and it was Howard Bender. And immediately, like you said, it just kind of, it just, everything flowed from then on. It was like, I just felt like, hey, I'm welcome here. I'm just as good as anyone else here. They're all regular people, you guys. Yeah. You know, so any of them, you can go up to anybody and talk to them at the expo. It's great.
And Howard is such an OG. And so when I walked into the event, I had my backpack on, and on my backpack, I have a little patch sewn onto it, and it's a Grateful Dead Steal Your Face with a marching bear inside. And Howard is a huge Deadhead and Fish follower, and so immediately he caught on to that, and it was good. And then I had him on my show, and he had the best stories. Meeting Wayne Gretzky, like getting to hang out with Wayne Gretzky at the All-Star Cafe opening in New York, like, I mean, that's epic. And I wanted to make Mike feel real jealous just now.
I love it.
Mike being at FF Canuck 99. Canadian hero Wayne Gretzky.
So what you're saying to me, folks, is that when I get to the expo and I'm about to puke with anxiety, I just go stand right beside Howard Bender and he's going to make it all good for me?
Yes, okay. That's exactly what we're saying.
Okay, so I got to do that.
He'll be holding my hand.
So listen,
I love it.
So this draft that we're doing tonight with Battle of the Sexes, I really want to thank you guys for having me on, and Jonathan for coming on. I am so excited. But last year, I want to kind of go over what we're about with the charity, because it's pretty important. You want to know where your money's going. And this year we also ended up pairing up. Fantasy Cares got us together. We're going through League Safe, because even when you think you're doing things the right way, maybe you're not. You know, last year we just did PayPal or Venmo or whatever. And guess what? You should not do that. You know, so, you know, and it's not that anybody's being dishonest where we were at, but it does happen. And it's also not the right way, because, you know, if you get caught doing something like that, you have all this money coming in, they're going to see that. I had a friend that was doing raffles on Facebook, thought she was doing everything the right way. She was not doing everything the right way. And the state of Indiana excise showed up at her front door with a cease and desist letter. And said, you will no longer be, and froze all of her accounts. All of her money was gone, which was money that people had donated for these raffles. You know, so it's just super important to know where that's all going. So that being said, it is through League Safe this year. It is not a requirement to donate, you guys. You do not have to donate. It's great. That's what we're kind of doing it for, but it's not a requirement. Not only that, we had people that actually donated their money, didn't want to play. They said, we're going to donate money. You get somebody else that wants to play that maybe can't donate that would want to play. So I had a couple ladies do that. So, I mean, how great is that? So let me, oh my God, you guys, I'm on the clock and I got 2 picks. Okay. I gotta go. Yeah. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead.
Mike, can we see the draft board? Can you adjust that a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Hey. Yeah, there we go. I feel less confined now.
Sure. A little less claustrophobic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay. All right, let's look at some of these builds. And again, this is similar to Scott Fishbowl scoring. I want to say that it's the same tight end premium.
It is, yes.
And
you'd hope so with your build.
It is now. If it wasn't, it is now.
It is now, yeah.
I was going to take Kittle instead of Cousins, but I thought he would be available coming back around. And Wendy sniped me. Actually, it's technically not a snipe because it's not the pick before. But I had my eye on Kittle and Kamara, and I was hoping to get one of those two coming back. This is also abbreviated. It's only 11 rounds for some reason. We should be drafting 22 rounds.
Oh, no, we should not. We're good.
Yeah. This is just to fill a lineup, Biggs. Wendy and Jonathan have been.
I'm having so much fun. I'll stay all night. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Nah.
We have 2 rounds to extend it.
All right, and also, can I real quick, you guys, just because the Battle of the Sexes and the charity thing, I do want to finish up that way. I got my picks done. So last year we donated $5,750. So that's from fantasy football. How cool is that? So we did $2,000 to Live and Beyond Breast Cancer, which was something that I reached out to Kelly Singh, because Kelly Singh is a freaking warrior survivor. And I said, hey, what do you think? Where should we donate this money to? And she said, this organization is above and beyond. It's who she counted on. It wasn't the Susan G. Komen, the big, all of the donations go directly to Live and Beyond Breast Cancer. $2,000 to Zero Project for Prostate Cancer Research. And then $1,750 to Play Like a Girl. Michael Salwin has a girl dad ×3. So he's very involved with the girls, and they have all kinds of events that they're in. But to Play Like a Girl, they have the women that they want the women to have confidence to stand on their own, to play sports, STEM. So this year we've already surpassed what we got last year, obviously. So we're so excited to be able to donate. And again, just want everyone to know that it's not a requirement. If you still want to play, please come and play. Please join. DM me, DM Mr. Aladdin 23, however you can reach us. The fantasy or the Battle of the Sexes has its own page. Get a hold of us, and we need 5 more women for sure to finish this other division. You know what? If we get enough, we will open another one.
And shout out again to Kelly and Phoenix.
Yep.
I have a nice little video over on the Undroppables of Kelly and I drinking together.
She's amazing.
It's been great. Like you've done some amazing work, and your platform is just building, and we want to give you even more of a platform. So thank you so much for coming on our show, Wendy. It's such an honor to have you here, and Jonathan too. Like what a great collaboration. We're having a blast. The draft isn't over. Let's recap our teams after this is all said and done before we end this show. But we will let you plug the charity one more time before we head out, because it's really important, and I'm definitely going to put a donation in here after this show, so be sure to put that link up. Okay. And
I couldn't be more fortunate to have Jonathan Kaplan join me. He has been such a great, he's so great. He's fun in the chat. He gives you just enough crap where, he's respectful about it, but he still gives it to you. So, him and Megan, I love you guys both. Thank you.
So where can we get our Battle of the Sexes shirt?
You know what? We're working on those right now. Is it going to be a new one this year? It's going to be similar. I love those shirts from last year. They were such good quality. We're working with Casey Kasem. She may help us out to get that. Yeah, we want to keep it all within our community if we can. So, you know, again, all of my girls that are in the draft tonight and my other, I'm telling you, Bro Cal, he is so great. He is in every time I send him an invitation to join one of these, he joins it. You know, all of you guys, thank you so much.
Wendy, I got one question for you here. They got Queen Roxanne over here, and she just picked Austin Eckler. So how do you feel about that later on in this draft? Because, you know, you pegged him.
That is kick ass. And she knew to pick him. That is a great pick.
There you go.
They don't call her queen for nothing, okay? She knows.
Also, shout out to Casey Kasem. Fantasy football is my love language.
Yep, love her. All right, let me get serious here again.
Don't snipe me, Wendy.
Well, just tell me who you want. I won't take them then.
I'm good.
I really don't know what I want to do here. I'm going to go with him.
Oh no! I mean, yeah. Wait a minute. I didn't want him.
And we're doing the kick return thing in bots, right?
No, we're not.
No kick return. Okay.
No, that's why I asked that, because I was going to take who should not be named.
I have the need for Shaheed.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. This is my last pick, right? We're doing one. This is my last one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care what anybody says. No, it's not that. It's not about winning or losing. I mean, what else do they have? They got nothing. Okay. They have absolutely nothing. So I'm doing it.
That shade will not last or will not stand. I don't think the Cowboys appreciate the Rico Dowdle shade.
Rico probably doesn't either. Sorry, Rico.
Yeah, he's got a good name though. I mean, he's good wherever it is. His name is Rico. He's gonna survive.
I'm in a pickle here, and I'm learning about myself. Right around the 11th round.
I love the Fryermuth pick there.
Biggs. That's not fun.
It's for the brand.
I know, but I was picking him next, and you knew it.
I know.
I'm just gonna finish with a stack and enjoy 2 stacks in my lineup.
Josh Downs, SFB14 kick returner.
Yeah, there's a lot of kick returners that have shown up, and it should be interesting to see how those guys fly out in the Scott Fishbowl draft.
Treylon Burks, kick returner.
Gosh, man, I cannot draft him. I'm not doing it. I don't care if he returns every kick of the entire season. I'm not going to have any shares of him.
I can't not draft him.
Stick it harder to him, Wendy. Let's do it. Keep stabbing him. Poke the bear.
Zach, what's up, Schultze? Shuwan TZ.
That's our producer, Schultze.
Hi, Zach. You're just in time for the great show. You missed it. This is a great show. Where you been?
I'm sure his wife is not happy with him right now. It's her birthday, and he's jumping in to say hello. I think.
No. About a battle of the sexes.
Yeah, am I right? Oh, geez. He fell right into that one. We love it.
Well, happy birthday to his wife.
Yes, exactly. She's she is nothing but a supporter of him, and she supports him in everything she does, and all our significant others have to mention them because they are some of the reasons why we're able to do this.
They're the only reason.
Well, no, I mean, like the constant support that we get from my wife. She's just very supportive of what I'm doing, and as long as I'm balancing it with keeping up as a father and a good husband and keeping my actual job intact, it's been really good. And we love you too, Schultze, and we love our significant others that support us. So. It's a really important thing.
My partner of 14 years, Rebecca, I love you. And I absolutely could not be doing this without her and her understanding of the long game. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy game when you're starting out and you don't see anything happen for a long time, and you're thinking that the fruits of your work isn't going to get you anywhere, and then one break happens, and the next thing you know, we've got Wendy Earley and Jonathan Kaplan on our podcast, and you may think it's a smile there, but you guys are very influencers in the fantasy football community, and we wouldn't be here without y'all. And we really appreciate you guys coming on our show, spilling, what you guys do, how you affect the community. And it's such a positive impact. And amongst what we've seen today and some of the negative that goes on, and to rise up and not let it affect us, and to build it and to continue to snowball into something, build it stronger. There's nothing going to get into the way of that boulder when it builds that momentum. And I'm just proud to have you on the show and to continue to be an ambassador for y'all and to help move that movement forward. So thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Jonathan, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. It's a family thing. It really is. Your family has got to be supportive, or else it's just not going to work. And getting the women involved and the young women, you guys, listen, we have a division that is a daddy-daughter division this year in the Battle of the Sexes. So we have 12 young girls playing against their dads. We have 2 daddy-daughter divisions. So we've got 12 young women playing in a fantasy football league with their dads and against other dads. If you could have seen my face when Ryan Kennedy, I know you guys all know who Ryan Kennedy is, he posted the picture of his daughter getting her invite to play Battle of the Sexes, and I shit you not, I had tears in my eyes. It made me so happy to see that. It was, nobody would have wanted to see it. It was ugly. It was ugly crying. It just really, it just made, such a difference. And
look at this.
Future daddy-daughter drafter.
Look at that.
Yeah, we
I
have
love
a daddy
it.
daughter, so just had a baby a couple months ago. This is Megan, who will be part of the Al versus Peggy division.
Yes.
Congrats,
Hi,
Megan.
Hi, Megan.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Don't show us her draft board, though.
And you guys know my daughter's name is Megan.
Ah, yes.
How about that? You guys have been so great. Those 2 were the first ones when they got their shirts, their Battle of the Sexes shirts last year. They put them on, they posted them, they wore them proudly, and it was so great. I'm like, oh, they're so cute.
Yep, my shirt didn't fit for very long because,
Hopefully you did the helmet-to-helmet face-off.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to get that little one, a Battle of the Sexes onesie or something like that. Represent the next generation, right?
Battle of the Sexes onesie. Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
I could not get my girlfriend to give one shit about fantasy football, but she does support you guys. So
that's the important part.
More support is good.
You guys have been more than generous with your time. We so much appreciate it. Like I said it over and over again, I ramble on, but let's let you guys have a little bit more of a platform and tell everybody where they can find you and all the awesome stuff you're doing. We'll start with Jonathan there.
All right. So for me, I'm just kind of, I'm kind of getting starting out with getting some inspiration from Wendy, some others in the community. Most of my thing is I do a little fantasy sports, do some sports betting. More so, I post like sports bets on my Twitter feed. But in terms of, like for charity, I definitely get involved with donating with Scott Fishbowl, Women of Fantasy Football, obviously Battle of the Sexes. Very, very looking to try and work my way to get more involved in the fantasy football community. And any way I can help, I'd like to be on their platform. So, I aspire to be someday a Wendy Earley or a Howard Bender or anybody or you guys, just to get to that point where I have a large reach and can contribute and spread the word even farther than it's already gone.
Awesome. Well, winning the Scott Fishbowl, does you a lot, man. Congratulations on all your success and continue that. You got a bright future and continue that. And we loved having you on the show. Wendy, your turn.
Oh, I was going to ask real quick. I'm sorry. I like to interrupt a lot. I was going to ask real quick as a sports bettor, how did you see this Giants Braves tilt coming out? It's 3-2 Giants in the 8th.
It's interesting because, everyone says the Braves are the Braves. They're just not the same this year. I don't feel strongly about them. They're weak NL East. My Mets are doing my Mets things. If it wasn't for Grimace, we wouldn't have had any type of win streak. But this was one of the ones I actually stayed away from tonight. I stayed away from for that very reason. Just something didn't sit right with me with the matchup. So
not even a rookie pitcher making a second start would have you put money on Atlanta.
Yeah, it's funky when it comes to these. Especially when there's some unknowns on the hill because they haven't seen the pitcher. These hitters haven't seen the pitcher, and you can't sit there and be like, oh, well, they're going to mash him. Well, no, you have no scouting report on him. What do you really know about what he's done at the major league level? It's very, very tough.
Who's even heard of Peyton Birdsong?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, sorry, Wendy. Go ahead.
Yes.
Well, I do want to give a shout out to the sports affiliation. They're kind of the ones that came to me and said, hey, it was Greg Kellogg and JC. They wanted to include more women. They're like, hey, we don't have any women that are doing shows. And I'm like, shows? What are you talking about? And it kind of just snowballed from there. But they have been so great to me and just such a good support system. And then I have my show on the Sports Affiliation YouTube channel on Wednesday nights. We're on hiatus right now. We had to take a little bit of time off. Carla's a teacher. Yeah, well, my co-host, she's a teacher. She was finishing up the school year. She's still going to classes in the summer. I said, you know what? Let's take a month off, leave everybody a break. So, but we will be returning on Wednesday, July 17th. We're on at 8:30 Eastern time. So and our guest is going to be Brian Drake. So you guys have to make sure and check that out. And right now on Thursday nights with Women of Fantasy Football YouTube channel, I have a show with Miss Julia Papworth, rock star, that is called Mock Girl Summer. And we are on Thursday nights this week. We are on Friday, you guys, because it's a holiday. So we don't want to miss a week. So we're going to be on Friday and we're doing a different mock every week, whether it's Fishbowl or, Battle of the Sexes we've done. And that'll be on the YouTube channel. And this week on Friday, we have Shane Barrett coming on. He runs the Polly's Playoff. I think, Jonathan, do you play in that one?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, well, guess what? You're going to.
Okay. I do as well. It's for Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Yes, and that is a very near and dear to my heart. And Shane's great, and we're going to do a mock draft on Friday night with Shane. So if you guys could come and check it out, give us a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for this tonight.
Yeah, it's really funny how I go through a year and I get all of these like, hey, join my $50 league, do this best ball. Hey, it's a $25 buy-in, whatever. And I'm always like, I don't know if I want to do that. And it's a good prize pool. And then hey, $50 for charity. And I'm like, done.
I know. That's why we're here, because we are all alike. We like to do those things. So, and then we really appreciate having your platform to be able to maybe catapult us to another level.
Yeah, symbiosis is important, and we're all in this to help each other and everybody get bigger, grow the game. We all want to get to the point where we can go up to Matt Berry and just go, sorry, dude, I got you. And shout out Matthew.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it for today on the Dynasty Pulse. Thank you, Fantasy Football Plus Network and the Undroppables Network, for housing our show, keeping it strong. And thanks to our guests, Wendi Earley and Jonathan Kaplan from Biggs and Grindberg and the Dynasty Pulse. Biggs,
we hope you win.
We hope you win.